Hey guys, my name is Mr. Long, and I'm here to tell you a bit about myself. Right now, I'm located in your thoracic cavity, above your diaphragm. Also, I wanted to point out that the space between the lungs, including the organs and vessels, is known as the mediastinum. Now, you may notice that I have a partner beside me, and her name is Mrs. Long.
Yeah, that's right. I'm Mrs. Long, and I want to show you something special that Mr. Long and I are working on together. We, as the lungs, supply oxygen to the whole body and expel carbon dioxide.
Yep. So, air enters the nose and travels down the tubular windpipe, also called the trachea. The trachea splits into two bronchi, with each bronchus traveling into a lung. The air travels into the bronchi, which subdivides again and again through the lung tissue to the smallest bronchi, or bronchiole. After passing through the bronchial tree, the air ends up in a number of clustered small air sacs. These small air sacs are known as alveoli, and are the location of where the majority of gas exchange occurs. There are around 300 million alveoli in the human body, and their thin walls allow for gases to pass easily. To illustrate, alveoli absorb oxygen from the air into the blood, while carbon dioxide is removed from the blood and exhaled.
Oh, also, some alveoli cells produce a surfactant, which is a substance that reduces surface tension of fluids. Surfactants help prevent the collapse of alveoli and allow for the lungs to expand easily. Speaking of alveoli, there's an intriguing material that lines them, known as epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue is a columnar, pseudostratified tissue that reproduces quickly to replace injured tissue. This tissue also produces secretions, such as mucus, and filters out impurities. Through small projections called cilia, fluid movement is created to drive impurities towards the throat so that they are ejected by coughing, swallowing, or sneezing.
Moreover, it is important to note how the lung also protects the body against harmful substances, such as bacteria and pollution. The lungs produce mucus, which entraps these substances. Additionally, the cilia traps dust and other foreign particles that could enter and damage the lung. Oh, there are also macrophages, or dust cells, present in the lungs, which ingest solid particles that enter the lungs. On the outside, the lungs are protected by a continuous double-layered sac, known as the pleura. The pleura is a type of serous membrane that is composed of two singular layers, named based on their location. There is the parietal pleura, which is the portion of the pleura that is attached to the chest wall, and then there is the visceral pleura, which is attached to the surface of the lung. The pleurae completely surround the lungs except at one area, the root of the lung, or hilum, which is the location where the bronchus, blood vessel, and nerves enter the lung.
That's right. Also, the space between the two layers of the pleura is known as the pleural space. The pleural space contains a thin film of liquid that lubricates the membranes and causes the two surfaces to slide easily past one another, but also to strongly resist separation. Thanks to the pleural space, the lungs are able to move and expand effortlessly. Hey guys, did you know that since the right bronchus is larger and curves downward more steeply, foreign particles are more likely to enter the right lung? Isn't that breathtakingly amazing?
That's really interesting. I also want to share some fun facts about us, the lungs. The lungs contain 3 times as much lung tissue as necessary to sustain life. Also, lungs are extremely lightweight since they contain many air spaces and can even float on water. Oh, thank you. That reminded me of how unique and singular the lungs are themselves. I come from a long line of left lungs, which have a trademark groove known as the cardiac notch in the lower lobe, and thus a little bit smaller than the right lung counterparts.
I'm one of the right lungs, and I have 3 lobes, while Mr. Lung only has 2. Lobes are just the segments that lungs are separated into, and are further subdivided into lobules and segments.
Speaking of segments, ours is now drawing to a close.
We have come a long way, and I hope that you kids learned something today. Thanks for listening.
Goodbye. See you next time.